he always made it a point and intentionally spent time with us by having dinner with us each night, as much as possible. It was during these dinner times that our family would share about life, and that we would have hour or 2-hour conversations that we really enjoyed. And it was a special time because we wouldn't allow cell phones or, well, actually back then we didn't have cell phones, so phones or TV or radio to distract or interrupt us. My father also intentionally spent time with us by taking us out on vacations, like the one he just mentioned in Palawan. Every time that we could have family time together, we really tried to bond. My mother, on the other hand, she was a full-time homemaker, and so she homeschooled me and my siblings at home. And this gave her the opportunity to really invest in our lives each and every day. Even though she was busy counseling women and also having Bible studies with them, she would often get us involved by bringing us along. And so that gave me the opportunity to see my mom live out her life in Christ each day, to see her positive responses and her servant attitude as she modeled Christ-likeness. But my parents really made me and my siblings feel very prioritized. They didn't just say it, they showed it. So whether it was coming to our sporting events or musical activities or other important events, they were always there. And at any moment, we knew that as kids, and I knew as their daughter, I could have their full attention and that they wouldn't shoo me away. They also kept their promises, so when they would say something, I really knew that if Dad said something, he would do it. They were never too busy for us, and they always took the time to speak to us if we needed it. And we knew that they really loved us, and we really loved them. As I got older, of course, my responsibilities increased, and so I wasn't able to spend as much time with my mom and dad. But I knew if ever I needed a time to talk to them, they were just a call away, or I could knock on their door at night, and they would be willing to listen. One time I remember I came home from work, and I was very frustrated, and so I was really crying. And I just thank God that my dad and my mom were there just to listen to me, to comfort me and pray for me. They didn't actually have to say much, they just put their arm around me. And I'm so grateful that they were there during that moment. My parents built such a relationship with me that even in every critical aspect of my life, what college to go to, what job to apply for, who to entertain if someone is courting me, I knew that I could confide in them, and they were there. I really believe that God speaks through our parents, and wanting to honor them, I trusted them, knowing that they love me and want what's best for me. So to illustrate this, even when it came to who I ended up marrying someday, the Lord used my parents in a very significant way. I was 25 years old, single since birth, and an incoming second-year med student. I wasn't planning to date anybody because I was already settled in my heart that if God wanted me single, it was okay. But I did ask God if He wanted me to get married, that He would do two things. One is He would just bring the guy to my face, and secondly, that He would be the one to choose for me, because I figured I'd probably make a mistake if I chose myself. So one day, out of the blue, my dad asked me if I would ever consider a certain man named Joel. And I found it a little strange because personally I didn't know the guy very well, and I didn't think my dad knew him that well either. So to hear that coming from my father was a little different. But because I really trusted my dad and I also wanted to process it properly, I started to pray, and I asked God, Lord, if you really want me to give this guy a chance, then would you make it clear? So through a series of events, God really impressed on my heart that, Carolyn, you will miss out on my best if you continue to be stubborn. And it shocked me, but after praying some more, I really ended up saying, okay, Lord, if this guy asks me out, because he wasn't asking me out at the time, then I will give him a chance. So the day that I surrendered that, miraculously, was the same day that Joel asked me out for a first date. And of course, because my parents already said it's okay, I had their approval, it worked out. So, long short, obviously we got married, and I really would have missed out on God's best if I hadn't listened to Him, and also just